Well, it's a good thing that I've got a decent-sized rollback from yesterday. We've had a interesting morning, and I still don't know how today's going to go. I don't know if we're even going to have an upload tonight, and the reason being is a little while ago I went to check the weather, and it said site not available or something to that effect. So I thought, oh, okay, the weather channel's down. And then when I went to check some other stuff, it wasn't working either. And then I checked my phone, and it wasn't working. Like my phone and everything is all on the same cable. And so I thought, oh boy. Now, when was the last time I ever said to you, we didn't have an episode yesterday because our internet went down? Yeah, it's very, very rare. We're very fortunate here in Winnipeg. Knock on wood. There's got to be wood somewhere around here. Well, there's wood underneath this. Okay, so yeah, we're pretty lucky here. And now the reason I wanted to go and check the weather is because I was outside earlier this morning, and my neighbor and I, we were going up and down our driveways having snowblower races. Well, at least that's probably what it looked like to the people from across the street. Anyway, we did have a little bit of snow. We just barely had enough to make it worthwhile cranking up the snowblower. Now, mind you, mine does have electric start, but I get a kick out of seeing how many pulls does it take to start it, and it starts pretty good. Anyway, all right, so what's going on here now? All right, I had a hard time getting my boots on, so before I went out this morning, I sewed straps on my boots. And I know you want to see it, right? Now, it's going to be a little bit difficult to see here because it's a black boot, so everything's going to be black. But I just went down to my workshop, and I found some belting that I'd had. I can't even remember what this came off of anymore, but I know I've had it for years. And I remembered that I had it, and I remembered where it was. Amazing. And so I just sewed it on here. And what I do is I can hang on to this and pull the boot on. Otherwise, I can't get these boots on easily. Now, what you're going to say, Ron, are your feet that big? Well, no, they're not. These are actually overshoes. They used to be really popular when I was a kid. And you put them on right over your shoe and everything. But I knew that even though my feet are badly swollen, I'm not going to show you a picture. You know what? I will show you a picture. I don't care. Now, I just want to quickly insert here that my feet don't look anything like that anymore. I got that fungus thing all cleared up, and the swelling is probably only about half of what you see there. That was pretty gross, wasn't it? That was taken just before I went on my big diet back in February, beginning of February. And anyway, speaking of my diet, I am the lowest today, this morning, than I have ever been. I am only 3 pounds from my goal weight. Yeah, so I might be up tomorrow because today is pizza day, right? So you know what happens on pizza day. It's pretty hard to control myself. Anyway, I got little threads all over, and I was thinking afterwards, if I had taken out an extra couple of minutes and put black thread in the machine instead of the green thread, but nobody sees it anyway because my pant leg goes down over top of it. Now, the rubber is cold against my bare skin. I can't get ordinary socks on. Now, what I had done a few days ago already, I sewed up I sewed up big baggy socks, and I know it's the kind of thing you hang from the fireplace, and when you're a kid, and your parents will stick little presents in it. But actually, it works pretty good. They go on pretty good, and they keep the rubber from coming up against my bare skin. So, I mean, it's cold outside, right? Okay, just let me reorganize here. I would like to try and do something model related today if possible. What else was I going to tell you? There's 3 things I was going to tell you. The boots, the internet, Oh, I'll think of it. Okay, I'm guessing that it's, over 2 hours since we glued, let me get my other eyes on here. This corner here down using our new improved applicator. And I just wanted to mention that, yes, I did notice that the whole thing shifted a little bit to the left as I was applying the droplet of CA on the post there. And after I pushed stop on the camera, I did, hey, oh, for goodness sakes, I didn't know that happened. Well, I guess I'm going to have to reglue it. You know what? I'm just going to go ahead and do that off camera. I mean, yeah, I don't know what to say here. Okay, I do not know why it was that railing broke loose like that. I must have bumped it and didn't realize it. Anyway, it's on now, and so is the other one. And I am so done with this little hair-like railing. Let's move on and see what else we have to do in step 73. As far as I know, there's just one ladder left. Doesn't that look like some sort of a creature out of Star Wars with two great big eyes? Okay. Now, goes right there. I'm noticing that there's a little detente just above the second rung there from the bottom. And I guess it's supposed to bend. It would go, yeah, fasten it there and then bend it back at the little detente. Okay, I think I've got this bent at the right angle, and once again, this is the first time I'm actually trying it, so I think I must be getting tired, because a moment ago I thought to myself, why don't I just stick it on there and get it over with? It'll only take about 5 seconds. And heck with the viewers. And I thought, Ron, that's not the attitude. Okay. That's pretty good. Maybe the bend is slightly too sharp. Now I'm looking straight down like this at it. And it does appear to be pretty much centered. Like that. I'm going by this, what must be a porthole or something. Okay, let's just put it there, and I'm pretty sure the blast bags are going to fit in between there. Yeah, I should have it centered maybe between these two openings here, just in case the blast bag. Okay, I'll stop poking at it. Now, where's Tennessee Jim's? Okay, just try and micrometer just a little bit out now. Just put one little drop on there. Oh, I bumped it. For heaven's sakes. And it's glued itself in place. Oh, wouldn't you know? Well, that sure happened fast. There, I got it loose. Just got to get it moved over just a little bit there. I know it from your perspective you can't see it. Well, it's not quite as good as it could be, but it's more or less. No, I'm gonna have to move it over just a little bit more here. Well, it's not going to, so I guess it's gonna be where it's gonna be. Okay, let's quit while the quitting's good here. Okay, you can see it's not perfectly centered there. I remember wondering why we had this little, what you might call it an indentation, but I can see that this is going to actually go there. You know, there's obviously a left and a right to these. Okay, and also you'll notice that there's, you might see like a little flange all the way around the outside of this thing, where the bag itself is supposed to go over the outside. So I'm kind of curious, is this going to, let's remove our screw here that we put in for painting. Now this one would go, I think it would have to go on this side here. Whoops. Well, maybe we'll let gravity be our friend. I'll recompose here, and then we'll just get the other blast bag and see if the ladder is too wide. Okay, I'm just trying to envision how this is going to go. It's not like I've tried it already and I already know, but I think this is the way it's going to go. And we're just letting gravity be our friend here. This one is sort of a mirror image to it. Yeah, there's going to be lots of room there. I was concerned that it might overlap so much that the ladder wasn't going to fit. All right. Okay. Very carefully here now, Ron. So, what do you think the chances are of this railing making it to the spray booth? Probably not too good, right? Okay, what do we got here? 6 minutes after 6. I think we can probably keep going a little bit longer here. Oh, I took the blast bags off of the screws. I was thinking possibly I'd want to give them a second coat, but rechecking on them, they look okay. So, yeah, we're just going to leave well enough alone here. And there's no use putting the blast bags in until this is painted, of course. And then the barrels have to be primed. I'm going to use the Stynylrez, I think. Probably, maybe the Stynylrez Black. I'm not sure yet. Well, I just finished editing out all the scenes that you just saw for our rollback, except for this one we're doing right now. And I had thought we'd be flipping our book over to step 74. But look at the time. 8:07. Yeah. And I'm getting tired. So, yeah, we could keep going, but as I've said before, I make enough mistakes. So, we'll see you in the morning. It is not morning. It is afternoon. It is pizza time. I like the crust almost, I might say the best. I don't know why. Now do you know what time it is? It is time to turn the page. We're done with 73. 74. Remember I told you it was going to look different? In 74, it wants us to drop down a lot of the stuff that we've made. Unfortunately, it has to be painted first. Now, people who like to paint, they're not going to say unfortunately, they're going to say fortunately. Oh, goody. I don't know, it's just not my thing, but we'll get through it. Okay, we were talking about fortunately and unfortunately. And I was thinking to myself, well, fortunately, a lot of this stuff has already been painted. But not as much as I had thought. Oh my, Tony, I've lost one of your little shrink wrap tubing things. Well, it's got to be somewhere on the table. I'll find it. Anyway, yeah, these I thought were painted, but they're not. So, yeah, maybe I was thinking of when we did the Bismarck. Now, where could that have gone? It's got to be here somewhere. I told you I'd find it. There we go. Back to normal. Now, I'm kind of thinking ahead here as to what is going to work well on the rotator and what isn't. And probably we'll be able to paint these on the rotator because I think most of the spray will be coming down at about a 45-degree angle or maybe slightly shallower. But something like this where, let's see if I can pick it up without breaking it, that is. Okay, something like this I'm going to be wanting to spray in, you know, like this. And I don't think the rotator is going to be good for that. So I'm going to, you know, I'm going to put them on a little block, but I'm going to want to hold them in my hand. So I can, and of course that's going to make it really awkward for videoing. Now I've got an idea for the barrels. I'm going to use the rotator on the barrels. And I know that when I stick them down in the block, they're going to want to be flopping over. But I'm going to take advantage of the fact that there's a bit of a hole there. And it's kind of drilled out. And I think I can stick something in it that will hold it straight. As the bottom turns, the top will be supported by something sticking down in it. Piece of wire. You'll see when I do it. I can see it in my mind, but I can't describe it. And something like this, you know, we are definitely going to want to be holding this very carefully. And because I'm going to, excuse me, I'm going to be wanting to paint in, you know, and catch those brackets at an angle. So now I know that the bottom of the platform, it doesn't matter if it doesn't get sprayed too good because we're not going to be seeing it anyway, but somebody might see in at an angle much the way you're looking at it right now. Now you won't be seeing the bottom of the platform, but you will be seeing the edges of some of this stuff. Now I gotta remember, don't get all ham-handed here, Ron, and you know, bend those railings. Now I notice this one here is a little bit bent already. I don't know if it was always like that, or I don't know. Can I do anything about that? They are so hair-like. I don't know if I mentioned it or not, but I was thinking afterwards I should have measured one of those railings when it was off, just to see how much like a human hair it is. I'll bet you the thickness is pretty much the same. Anyway, I think we pretty well wrapped it up here for this afternoon, folks. So what do we got here? 5 minutes after 2 already. Thanks for watching, everybody. And all being well, we'll see you tomorrow.